Fox News host Tucker Carlson has basically found himself in a weird position these last few weeks as Russia continues their assault on Ukraine. See, Tucker has had the unique distinction among Russian media outlets of being featured on their programs on a regular basis. They just run his monologues, translated into Russian, of course, and they show the Russian people that, hey, even Americans think Ukraine is bad and that Russia's not that bad. Effectively, they're using Tucker Carlson's own broadcasts as propaganda in their own country, which I'm sure is very helpful for them since all their propaganda outlets in Europe and the United States have been shut down. But the Kremlin, of course, recently sent out a memo to the state-run media outlets encouraging them, and I put air quotes around that because if the Kremlin tells them to do something, they do it, to run Tucker Carlson's clips. So this is literally coming from Vladimir Putin's own government. Run Tucker's clips because he's doing our propaganda for us. Well, when this was pointed out to Tucker Carlson by a Republican member of the House of Representatives, in fact, it was Republican Representative Michael McCaul, who is the ranking Republican on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, actually last week called Carlson out, not to his face, unfortunately, but mentioned that, yeah, this is Russian propaganda, what you're doing, Tucker. Well, last Thursday night, Tucker Carlson absolutely lost it and went off on Representative McCaul, saying this. In recent days, McCaul has told a number of people that this show is an organ of Russian disinformation. That is not fine. That is slander. We don't care what the Russian government does. So you have to ask yourself, why are so many Republicans suddenly talking like Joe Biden? And the answer is because the big questions, the questions that matter, they agree with each other, and you should know that. That's a lot of words to literally say nothing, right? Did you discern any point from what I just read that Carlson said on the air in defending his own show against accusations of being Russian propaganda? Like, you literally go on, Tucker does, to kind of spew some Russian propaganda like, they're all in it together, these Democrats and Republicans, and they just want us to think Ukraine is the victim. Ukraine is the victim here. Does that mean everything Ukraine has ever done is great, wonderful, perfect? Absolutely not. Does that mean there's not horrible people in Ukraine? Certainly doesn't. We got horrible people here in the United States, by the way. But that would never justify somebody coming in and trying to annex our own land. We wouldn't stand for it. Why should they? But slander? Nah, see, Republicans love to throw out words like that because slander, of course, is an illegal activity. So Carlson goes out there, tries to accuse, not even tries, he accuses McCaul straight up of committing a criminal activity, slander, which is illegal, civilly illegal, against his own program. You can't do that, Tucker. Like, you can't just go out there, this is slander. It's not, though. McCaul was giving his opinion, but even if he had stated it as a direct fact, the fact that even the Kremlin views it as pro-Russian propaganda should tell you everything you need to know. If the Russian government wants to use clips of you as propaganda against their own people, probably a good indication that you are in fact spitting Russian propaganda. I have to imagine it's only a matter of time before the Kremlin also starts to target some of these other, little YouTube folks who are very clearly pushing Russian propaganda, anti-Ukraine propaganda, basically. Doesn't have to be pro-Russia, just anti-Ukraine. So yeah, maybe we can expect to see clips of those soon on Kremlin-sponsored television. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.